So this is my second video report. So personally, I've never experienced or participated in a support group before. However, I know a bit about them because I've done my research. I have been appointed to some support groups in my previous studies, and my teachers have told me that these support groups can range from helping community initiatives, youth engagement, education and training, and so on, and also helping to build resumes and some of the things that we need to be successful. So, with that saying, I think that there's one by my house, and I think it's called the YMCA, I believe. So, if I need, I can always use it because I know that it's a resource that is very near my house and that it can help me with some of those things that maybe I'm not strong in or enriched in. So, just having that near me would be great. I have had experience with group facilitation before. Last semester we had, I think it was a 45-minute presentation that we had to develop and implement of group facilitation. So we would do it in class where we would break off into small groups, and one was for stress management, one was for self-esteem, and then we had a few other ones. And basically we just had a lot of icebreakers, and we would teach our other classmates about what self-esteem is all about, and like how we can build self-esteem, how it can be improved, how it's bad at sometimes, but it doesn't mean that it can't be improved. So we did a lot of that. And for myself, and being in a group form and being in a group facilitation, I feel like I possess some of these skills that I'm about to talk about, and I feel like these are also very important. So I think that having strong verbal communication and being organized is very important, because that will ultimately tell you guys if you are on the same page and if you know you're on the right track. I also think that you have to know your topic very well and stay updated with it, like stay current with the research, because then you'll have more to talk about and it won't be so vague. I'm also able to effectively listen and have all parties agree and participate. So we know that if we don't have all parties agree and participate, it can lead to group conflict. And ultimately, we don't want that conflict. So just having everybody able to create a safe space that everyone can share to it and have all parties agree on something, then that will minimize the group conflict that could arise. I also am able to create focus and make sure that I motivate everyone to do their best work. So I feel like that's important, because if we don't have any motivation, then we won't have anyone really trying, and we want the group facilitation to be a little more engaging and more happy. So I feel like that motivation factor is really very important. After reading the textbook, the target group of people that were meant to be helped by developing the life skills model was the developmentally disadvantaged adults. So the life skills are meant to teach social and behavioral skills. These individuals would need assistance in certain aspects of life. So those would be like decision making, community living, personal awareness, stress management, and so on. The YMCA also works with disadvantaged women in the community and young mothers that would not know or have life skills lessons because they already worked with these women. So when they introduced the lesson, it gave them an opportunity for the women to get life skills, especially those who weren't with the YWCA. Sorry. So I feel like that's very important for them, that those who weren't with the YWCAs can still seek that life skills support. And the last question, so I feel like two characteristics that adult learners would need and would benefit them would be motivation and emotions. So with motivation, like I said before, we want everybody to be motivated so that we can build a strong bond and we can motivate people to do their best work. So basically, an example in my own personal life is, for me, thinking of my end goal would motivate me to do my best work and to motivate me to get through the program and get through my courses. So my personal goal is to work with youth and children in the future. So having that end goal in mind, even writing it up on the wall and just looking at it would make me motivate myself to do my work and do the best work that I can do. So motivation also can help with a variety of different things like emotions. So if you don't have a motivation, you'll most likely be distressed and stressed out, and you won't have the factor to do your work and do the best you can. and you'll just like leave things to last minute and like not even worry about them and like give up. But if you do have that motivation, then you can be on honor roll, you can have good grades, you can achieve the end goal that you want to achieve in the future. So I feel like for adult learners, that motivation is really important, not only for like success and achieving things, but also for like their mental and physical health. I also wanted to briefly touch on the second characteristic. So I feel like emotion, stress, and anxiety is very important. So with that being said, I feel like that's important because we ultimately want to take care of ourselves and not only work and work and work and not take care of ourselves. So while we're in school, for example, we want to take a little bit of time out of our lives to go and do something and then come back with a fresh mind so that we can get our work done. Because if we're constantly worrying about school, constantly worrying about work, we're not going to be able to do the things that we usually do at home. So we're just going to be distressed, we're going to be nervous, and then that eventually leads to depression and other worse stuff. So just having that like goal, like take care of myself and not only focus on work, work, work. Just taking that amount of time that you need out of your day to do things that you enjoy and then come back with a fresh mind. I feel like that will help those emotions, and in the end, it won't lead to things like depression and worse stuff like that. Like at least it will get better. If not the best, then it will get better. But at least you're trying, and those emotions will be much better. And maybe just taking some time to like do the things that you do to relieve stress, like having a bath, sitting in a warm bath, reading a book, going for a walk, and then coming back to do your work. Because that's what I do ultimately. I go and work out and then I come back. So I feel like those kind of things will help.